wanted to make the meme coins sustainable. I mean, you're talking about a guy who's made and lost so much money on meme coins trying to figure this. Same as you. I mean, I started like I was the same as you. It was like trying to figure this out. This is super cool, lucrative, and you can get super fucked really quickly.
Yeah, and for meme coins, there's different aspects of it. Like if I was doing one with Barstool, I would try to like come up with partnerships, ways to make it sustainable. If you're buying, Dave's got a cunt face, that is not something you can't ever complain about. That if I put my name behind it, then you can. But so the coin is dropping, right? Why didn't you infuse the capital that you have back into the coin? If you control that money, like who's being like, no, you can't, because that would have sent it right back up.
So yeah, I'm happy to talk about it. So a couple things. One, people weren't watching in real time, but you can see all the sniping wallets, right? You can see the guys that are in. And there was 3 massive ones. One at the top had $55 or $7 million, and he hadn't sold one, which would have tanked it either way, right? Like then you're fucked. Because if he sells that at the top, which is what normally these big snipers do, you're fucked. It's not like $4.5 billion market cap means $4.5 billion. It's not what that means. If you nuke, I don't know what the exact math is, but if he were to nuke that whole wallet at the top, it would have gone down to about where it did. There was 3 stages that were planned. One was the first Malay tweet. Second was the second Malay tweet, which I was told was supposed to be a video. Malay did not say this directly to me, but his team, the people representing him did. And then there was supposed to be a third wave of a bunch of extremely influential people. I'm not going to name all of them because I don't think that's super helpful, that were going to rip it. And the plan was, okay, take exactly what I told you. Take some of the liquidity off. Maybe I think like I was directing probably slightly too aggressively because I was very nervous about that big sniper, which again, if everybody goes and looks back at the timeline, you can see somebody has like it's 12.7 or 1.7, I can't remember the amount, but million tokens. And at the top, it was like 55 to 60 million cash that they could have sold. And that was nobody associated. I don't even know who it was.
Okay, continue, because you're saying even if you put the money back in and that guy sold, you'd lose your money?
Then the project's toasted. Like think of it right now, right? So let's before I talk about the before. Right now, there's a bunch of money for the project, and it's sitting at 350 million market cap with $75 million of liquidity, right? Now that, as I told you, that liquidity is moving on a bonding curve, so it's not like it's just locked. If people sell, it's going to go down. But it's a thick liquidity, strong meme coin. I think it's still one of the biggest right now. The question is what to do with money that's not mine. I'm never claiming it's my money. I'm not running off with the money. I have no desire to run off with the money.
Whose money is it? That's what I don't. I think that's the question.
I don't know. It's definitely not mine. It's Argentina's. I don't know what association you give with that. I mean, the point was like, Malay's team, or who I thought was Malay's team. I mean, again, you're talking about
like even at one point when we were talking, we were going back and forth, and we had a couple discussions about this during the course of like deciding to launch, where you're like, I think. And again, this is
dude has $100 million. I don't know who it is.
I'm like, got it. I wasn't trying to make money with my coin short term, and I think it's like you were telling me like I wanted the thing audited. I wanted all the money in public wallets. I was going to tell people what wallets it is in, so people could. I was going to tell people exactly what I said. I'm going in and out, and I want it all tracked. So you've said to me like, they kind of went back. Like I thought I was going to be able to inject capital back in, and then it didn't happen.
Well, yeah, two things happen if I'm super honest. One is there was a third-party journalist in the room just for my own safety because I thought something like this in a worst-case scenario could happen that documented the whole thing. So that'll be posted at some point.
What?
Probably like later today or this week.
Journalist in the room.
But I was instructed hey, don't
What the
inject
fuck does
any
that
back
mean?
in.
This is
Who's paying that
until
journalist?
Malay's second
Yeah.
video. So Malay's second video never comes. Then he deletes the tweet. Then he says he doesn't support the project. Which, by the way, I don't like. Again, just want to be super clear. I don't think Malay even fully knows what's going on. Like,
So
he's
that
not, like,
part's confused because even when we talked, I thought you had spent a shit ton of time with him.
I have spent a decent amount of time with him, but the issue is he's still not a crypto guy. And like, honestly, look at how much time you've spent. You're still like, what? How the fuck does this even happen? Like, how does it work? It's complicated. It's not a one size fits all solution. I mean, I think Meteora and some of these guys have a huge problem on their hands because they can't figure out how to get these guys out. That's who's making the most money.
The snipers you're talking.
The snipers are making. I mean, some of these dudes have put like
So
half a billion P&Ls together.
So how is like the sniper? Just because so many people are aware, it's like because when we talked about our launch, and this is giving more about what we talked for people to know. When I was talking about Hayden with the launch, I was like, "You're sleeping over my house. Like you're not going anywhere." So Hayden, before this all happened, was planning on sleeping over my house Friday night, Saturday night. I'm like, "I'm going to be chained to you. Your face is going to be on there," and he was fine with it. He wasn't. I'm like, because I know. Or if I did my coin, the only thing that could fuck me is the text. So I'm like, you are going to be chained to me because I will not risk. So, and you said when we were talking about, you're like, we're going to have like 20 fake coins so people won't know what the real one is. So how do these snipers, because I was as close, I thought, to Hayden during obviously other people, but I didn't know the contract address. I didn't have any of this. So how did these people get it?
Yeah, I mean, one is like people in crypto will never tell you this, right? Like this is why I went on CoffeeZilla because like I'm public enemy number one, even though I'm just custodying the money that should be for the government or at least the country of Argentina. It has like literally nothing, like it doesn't even have to do with me. I was a facilitator. I mean, that's just like I'm an intermediary between parties. I'm not trying to claim that I have this money. I don't want it. I don't have any, like, as I told CoffeeZilla, it's not, like, I don't want it.
Yeah, the cynic in that, and we had this discussion too, because when we laid out the plan, I was like, I need to know how you make money. Your answer to me during that was like, I think you could be a project that changes crypto. And I want to like help because I said to you on pass, I'm like, you talked about Kanye at one point. Like, why would you ever like that? Makes me nervous. You'd even consider that. Like, he's a scumbag. Why would you get like? I need clean people, and I need to understand how you make money. So, in this Argentinian project, how were you
about Kanye launch? He yelled at you for putting him in the same.
I wasn't going to make money. That's the honest to God truth. I was trying, think about
because
it.
Because you made all your money already. Like that, I've never understood. Because you already made your money.
Like I've made some money. I'm like, it's not like I'm just like super mega.
He refunded $5 million out of his own pocket.
I have I'm 28. I have objectives that are like way past 28. Like I don't need to make shitloads of money at this very moment. People can think I'm full of shit. But like that's
Argentina, the only part that sounds because even when I didn't know when you sent me back my money, I was like, holy shit! This guy must have like billions because he's just like, yeah, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just making sure. And again, like maybe I shouldn't have done that in hindsight. Whatever.
Investment to get him like bribe to get.
I'm trying to like I'm not a piece of shit.
I get it.
I'm trying to do my point in the Argentina thing was let me make that point. My point in the Argentina thing was like this was an experiment. There were much bigger things happening in the background, like way bigger. Like tokenizing a country. That's the money on that
like SBF
is
funds.
A, completely life changing and B way more revolutionary important than a motherfucking meme coin. This was an experiment that happened to go very wrong that tons of people are pissed as fuck about. That, you can say what you want, but people also bet the horse on it. Like,
yeah,
and maybe I would have too, but I wouldn't have been pissed. I
Yeah.
wouldn't have been as pissed as everybody else is. That's for
Well,
sure.
Here's the difference, though, I think, on that, and I'm one of those people. There's a difference between horse racing, meme coins. Like, this blurred the line when you have the president of what's the 22nd biggest country endorsing it. Like, what got me excited was, like, he wants to put it back in small business. And so like if I do something, even with Barstool, like there's a level you got to play the right way with it. If I'm putting my name, I'm not going to sell it versus like Fartstool. But when it's the president of a country and he tweets an endorsement and it's about like helping, then it's not, you don't feel like it's a horse race. And you don't expect the president then 5 seconds later to be like, just kidding, I have nothing to do with it.
Right. But I didn't either. It's not like I'm not. It's not like I'm.
But that's why people are madder. That's why people are like, this is the president.
For sure. But I understand being super fucking pissed. But making me target enemy number one, like I would love his spokesperson, somebody to. There's apparently an interview that's coming out today. Let's see if it happens. But to at least explain, like, hey, this is what happened, because it's not like he left it up for 5 minutes. You can't claim it was like a hack or like somebody from my group or something hacked him. Like, I was with people that represented him in the room. He said what he was going to do. He was on the phone.
See, that's also a crazy thing, and people can complain about sniping our own coin to prevent other snipers. And to me, as crazy as it sounds, it makes sense based on the world if you're going to inject it back. But if he tweeted and made the video, I don't think anybody's even talking about this.
No. Nobody.
Because it would just go back up.
If he were, like, let's just say that today, tomorrow, I think he's coming to the U.S. this week. Let's say that he re-supports it, right? He talks with Trump and he's like, you know what? I fucked up. I'm going to re-support this. And it shoots back up, right?
Well, I don't know if they can do that now, but
I'm saying if he does, right? I'm not saying he can't. I'm saying if he did. Right, all the money would just go back into the chart. I want a way for people to be able to make money.
Yeah,
that's not like that.
It's
that's
so hard because
somewhat.
What CoffeeZilla said, it's like the same early people will most likely get in and game it. What? And I don't know if you can say it. Like I don't know what I would do in your shoes because it's like you're dealing with Argentina. I don't fucking know. But do you know who fucked you?
Do I what?
Like, do you know who fucked you? Like, was it Malay? Is it people around? Like, somebody you have to be like, if your story is 100% like, right, like they guaranteed this, they're supposed to do this. I had the money ready to inject back into the fund. I was told I couldn't. Like, who fucked you? Like, who is to blame?
Yeah, I mean, look, I got people like coming for my life, like heavy. Like, I mean, not only are all the trolls and jackasses all over, like, just crushing me, but I also have, like, real danger. And so I am, you know, I'm not a victim, but I'm pretty nervous about, like, what could potentially happen. Like, I obviously don't want to ever be involved in a political scandal with a fucking meme coin.
Yet, here we are.
What I think is that Malay was presented a plan, and he liked that plan because he's a guy that doesn't give a fuck, right? I mean, that's why he's changed so many things in Argentina. And I firmly believe he's not corrupt, and I firmly believe he's an amazing human being, and I think he's the hope and beacon of actually all of LATAM.
How can you say that, though? Because he also came out and said he basically didn't know who you were.
Yeah, well, again, I think that having political pressure, I mean, that is stupid to say because, like, he literally posted a photo with me.
I know.
So that was stupid. I don't know who from his team is saying that. Unsure. I can't comment on that, to be honest. I have nothing to say. I don't think he fucked me. I think that people near him fucked me. And I think that he wasn't, I don't think he was aware of just, like, again, how this would affect in the moment. And then when it got as bad as it has, I'm sure his team has no idea what to do.
Have you spoken with him, like, since all this shit?
I was supposed to yesterday. Didn't. There's supposed to be an interview today at some point, and then I'm supposed to speak with him or his main spokesperson right after. And I've been told that someone from his very close to him is going to come meet me this week. I don't know. I mean, it's the craziest scenario of all time. I mean, like
you are crazy. How do you think I feel? I didn't even know what crypto was 2 weeks ago, and now I'm I'm being mentioned.
Well, it's crazy that like I was going like.
Does that say something about you?
You have to understand, like, I really believe, I still believe this, by the way, and I think whether Libra comes back or never does, or you do a token, or we do it, or we don't, or meme coins die forever, or the crypto bull runs over, or it keeps ripping. Like, for me, I'm going to use this as like, look, all this shit's fucked up. I know why. I know how. And I have a decent amount of fixes. Part of all these launches is I'm trying to figure out how to do this in a way, get the market cap right, get the structure, get the position to actually have these last. You were the person that I thought, okay, you're not going to give up on this, and you're not just going to go grab money. And when all of these teams, right, whether I know them or I don't, they just grab money. No lie, they just grab money and they slowly let things die and they fuck off. And I don't like that. You can make a lot of money and not just grab money. Right. You can do both. And so I was very for that. I was hoping that Malay, what I thought was Malay would double down and be like, fuck these people giving me political pressure. Let's go harder. And so far I've been wrong. And that's,
and that ship has sailed now at this point.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. All right. What do you think of the CoffeeZilla interview?
I mean, look, a lot of everybody in my life, except for like 2 or 3 people, have said, don't say anything. Like people are coming for you, blah, 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 blah. Look, I am trying to be, and I'm going to try and be an honest person. I don't think everything that's been done was right. I think this whole thing is fucked up. Like, as I told you, like, again, Pump Fun, all these giant platforms, Meteora, Jupiter, FullX, Photon, all these guys make shitloads of money. Nobody talks about them. But probably more than 50% of their revenue are rugs. Like true rugs, where the liquidity is pulled. Right?
By just random people using their system.
Random people using their system, which I'm not blaming them either. I think that whole thing is a disaster. But when you have these scenarios where you can try and affect change, I'm always going to try and be that in that arena. I'm like, and people keep asking, like, how do I know you? How do I know Malay? Dude, I just figured this out. I'm not like, I'm a kid. Like, I come from a poor background. Like, I'm not anybody special.
Well, I said Josh Richards provided, he knew what I was looking for and provided an intro. And then, to be honest, and it's crazy because I texted you. It's like, I still believe everything you've said. I think there's an element like with the CoffeeZilla of pretend naivety. Is that the word? like everybody I've talked to is like, snipers are the worst. You got to watch out for snipers. Snipers.
Also,
so when you snipe your own coin, it makes sense to me.
2 types of snipers. 2 types. There's extractive snipers. That's what everybody hates. And again, go watch any big chart. Yeah. You have these guys, and I don't know how they've done it. I don't know. But they figured out how to come in at $1 million, $2 million on size. As soon as the coin comes out, they're up 50x, and they just nuke all their money. Right? Fair enough. It's an unregulated game. They figured out how to game that game. I'm not even necessarily angry at all those guys. I think it's bullshit. I don't think it's helpful. But then you have people who are trying to make the project real and long-term. And you're like, okay, well, if I buy some of the coin, that's all it is. It's trying to buy some of the coin fast when it comes out. At least I can protect our downside and try and protect all the thousands of people that get involved in this.
Right, which I understood. And when I was going to do my own, it's like, I'll just shoot it. The second that the buying slows, I'll keep it. Where it got weird and fucked is there was no tweet from Malay and no putting the infusion capital. So it looks like, they sniped their own coin and took it. That's what it, and that is what happened. Now you're sitting on it, but that's what fucked this thing.
Yeah,
and it's a president.
I have done the math. Like, I've done the math on exactly how much capital is there, and if we injected all of it. And people have said don't do that because it'll only benefit the extractors,
smart people who
that's why there hasn't been a solution yet. But if I did the math, and if I injected every single dollar, it would go back up to like 3 to 4 billion, even with all the sell pressure.
I just think that would lead to the same people who made money making it twice, maybe.
That's why it's like, what do you do?
It's a fuck show. It's a total fuck show. Like, again, like when these coins go up, if you have a couple days to get in and out, now I want to make mine last forever, but the drop was so just.
It sounds like you're still
now people are going to ask another question.
Definitely going to launch a coin.
For me, when I'm doing mine, why not just launch one? And I tested with like Libra Dick a little bit out of the clouds. Well, I want the fees. Like, to me, if I can make fees on my coin, and that is where Barstool is making money, and the liquidity is staying, like, that's a huge advantage. So you need to have a Hayden or a tech guy, somebody knows what the fuck they're doing. Otherwise, if I launch it on pump or whatever, which I can do in 3 seconds, they get all the fees.
Well, they get all the fees, and you don't have a lot of control.
But couldn't I own like 60% of the supply from the jump?
Yeah, but like, look, you can remember, like, Libra was how much supply? There was 5% out, and look what can happen.
Yeah.
Right. Like now, again, I do. Libra was handled wrong. Right. I want to point that out. Like, there's nothing in me that's saying, oh, this is how it should have been handled. The problem was, when I figured out that Malay probably wasn't going to tweet, I didn't expect him to take it down, but I was remaking the plan of like, okay, do we inject all of this right now? Do we wait?
But you
is somebody else going to come in?
Did you have, that's where and I'll end it with this, like the big thing, which I think you said in real time, is like, they won't put the money back in. So like,
yeah, they told me not to at the moment. And then it became a falling knife, and it's like, okay, everybody's selling. Do you inject all the money when it's not, like, when everybody's selling, it doesn't really do shit, right? You have to have somewhat of positive buys going in.
But if you're sitting on 100 million, that would have done it.
It would have done something, but again, in hindsight, I would have done things differently. In real time, it was extremely stressful, and I don't think that I was directed very well, and I probably should have just overrid everything and said fuck it, and it was just really stressful. I mean, you're dealing with like the what I feel like is like the president of the country, and maybe it's definitely not his money, but it's the country's money that was supposed to be, this big, amazing long-term project. We have 600 projects that want to be funded that I want to fund. So, by the way, I'm getting just blown the fuck up about refunds. I have I have to.
Yeah, people are mad at me about that too.
Yeah, I have to figure out what somebody has to tell me. I need good opinions. I need like real good opinions, and nobody's giving me shit.
I mean, I literally CopyZilla, the forensic, it's a pain, it's long. I don't know how else to do it. I mean, it's a disaster. Now, yeah, you obviously feel bad if some Argentinian guy's sitting there, and this is going to be the part that people get mad. It's like, as of a week and a half to 2 weeks ago, I would not have even known how to buy this coin. So, like, you have to have some level of sophistication to buy Libra, to buy it quick. You're sort of in the game. Now, I have said in the past, the game is the game, you know the risk. When an Argentinian president says he's involved, to me, I know the refunds aren't just on your head. It's on his. It's on the gut. Like, the president endorsed it. That you can't. The president of the country endorsed it and then took it away and lied. So
if his team, right, just directed like, hey, here's what we think should happen. They've said they're not supporting. Like, hey, I'm away from this. But so now it's become. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's become my problem, but it's not. Like, it's their problem still.
Are you not naming names because you're like scared to get like killed?
110%. I have had hundreds of text messages that people are coming from my family. My number's doxed. I'm not safe. I'm not actually safe.
But is it like, are you like, to me, it would be the people I'd be scared. Like, there's clearly people like, do not put it in. That's our money. We want like that. Is that like a thing?
There's like, look, I really like, honestly, I'm not trying to be like mysterious. this is it's dangerous.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. You're sitting on $100 million in the center of an international scandal with the Argentinian government.
Yeah, this is very dangerous. So, am I careful about what I'm saying about
Steve Harvey White? Did Dave keep the refund? Of course, I kept the refund. And this is again. People are asking this. Hayden and I have been talking about the rules. We talked during the entire thing. Lose your money. There's no chance. I was like, we're going back and forth. I feel like everybody else, the money was basically stolen, and then I got an opportunity to get the property back. Of course I kept it. There's no human who wouldn't keep it. Now, whether he did the right thing giving it to me, you can argue that, but there's not one human on earth who would have been like, okay, fine.
Yeah, and again, in that scenario, right, there's so much I could say, but the point of that scenario was okay, let's do, since Barstool Coin is probably coming, I don't know now, of course, but let's do, I was thinking of doing a Malay Barstool token swap, airdrop on both sides. Then let's do Dave, who does a Malay interview in a foreign language and run, I wanted there to be cool shit that happened out of it. Right, it was there was a lot more than you're people saying you're a KOL that came on board.
I don't even know what KOL means.
There's a fucking list.
What's KOL mean? I've seen. I don't even know.
Opinion leader. That's what they call.
What is it called?
Key opinion leader. That's what they call Web3.
I am a KOL. I am a KOL then.
But
I am a key opinion.
There's no list. There wasn't anybody else I was talking to.
That's what I thought. People got also, that all fucked up.
The other thing I want to make sure, because people are coming for the LA vape cabal guys. They have no idea what's going on.
I talked to Banks last night. He said he never heard of you. He said he never heard of you.
I've never met them. I think maybe I've met one of them once. I don't know them. They have nothing to do with anything.
Here's a big question to clarify, because I think we got our wires crossed. When you sent me the coins, and I'm like, all right, well, I have to say you sent me the coins. You're like, well, it's going to make it sound like you're an insider. But then it was after you're like, I send it back, and then we talk more. You're like, well, you could have said, what was the miscommunication there?
Yeah. All I was saying was just don't say it right at the jump. Just wait a few minutes, and then I was going to say announce it as a partnership. And that you got tokens. I wasn't I didn't care that people said you were inside.
Oh, yeah. So I couldn't have done it there. I had to put it in the immediate. And by the way, I've said this 100 times.
What is that? What was that?
I was 1 second away from giving the biggest endorsement to the, I was so sold on it. I mean, I sent Hayden as I'm a big believer in this guy. Thank fucking Christ that didn't go out from my perspective. That would have been the end of me. Me endorsing within a week and a half of being introduced to crypto, me basically endorsing the biggest scandal in the history of crypto. I would have died. I would have died.
Oh, you would have. I mean, look, I obviously I didn't want to put anyone in a position. Of course, people are going to lose and make money on meme coins. That happens every day. Obviously, this is insane and unprecedented. And it's it's completely insane. I have had so many threats, blackmail, people trying to come after me, going nuts, trying to bring stuff up from years ago of some random situation. It's insane. So everybody and their dog wants this refund. I understand. I have nothing to gain from this. It has terrorized my family. It's crushed my reputation. I was just trying to go from where meme coins were this shitty ass thing that only 50 people in the world made money on to, okay, this is sustainable and cool, and got fucked. And people can believe whatever they want, but that's why I went on CoffeeZilla. That's why I'm still talking to you. I don't have anything to gain. I'm just getting cooked. People are all over just roasting.
Everybody's cooking in there. And again, listen, it changes when the president's involved. That's how I got. So, but anytime people are making money or losing money, the people losing money complain. If someone creates fucking one of these crazy ass coins, Dave Maximus Stoolimus, and they lose money, they complain it's rigged and they're rigged. It's what the fuck? You know what you're getting into. So, but with the president, man, he fucked you. Man, he fucked you. And whether it would have gone south anyways, when a president says he's involved and then not involved,
Look, it wouldn't have gone. It wouldn't have gone south. Like again, I encourage people to look. I'm not going to name other coins for the sake of not getting myself in further issues. But if you look at major big meme coins, they're all down 80%. They're all down 90%. They've all had money extracted from them. Like this one was colossal because it was so quick, and obviously it shouldn't have happened. But like again, you're choosing to back something that has only a tweet backed from it, right? And it's a tweet from a really important guy. I understand that. I would have bet on it, but now I'm sitting in an impossible scenario, and everyone's just roasting me.
Yeah, I mean,
my options are like, let's just keep talking about Libra and rip it back up.
Yeah.
And inject this capital.
The only thing, it should be like one tweet. It was the president of the, like if Trump tweeted and then Trump tweeted 20 minutes later, like, P.S. just kidding, not involved. Like it's a major catastrophe.
That's what I say. And it was 7 hours, I think. It was 7 hours he left it up.
Yeah.
I think it was 4 hours. I can't remember the exact time.
All right. I appreciate you coming on. Like I said, people think I'm dumb for like still believing what you say. I do. I spent 3 weeks with you. I don't. And even when I listen to the CoffeeZilla, it's like the things you were saying you were trying to do is kind of how you explained doing mine, except I would have put it back in and been super transparent. Everyone had every wallet. But I appreciate it. Even before coming on, he's like, is anything going to be off limits? I'm like, no, because I fucked myself last time when I didn't say the refund, which I planned on. So there was nothing off limits. Thanks for coming out. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
See ya. Listen, all the comments is saying he's scumbag, he's this, he's that. I'm just, as always, call it as I see it. I call it as I see it. Listen, when I had this guy, and I was talking about doing my own I'm trying to be so honest. I felt bad for Jail Stool. I was like, do the list of Jail Stool holders. Because I want to airdrop. Like, he seemed on board. I'm back at square one. I don't even know that's worth doing a coin. They all go bad. CoffeeZilla, when I first mentioned it, like I'm thinking about it, it's like, don't do it. None of them come out good. But CoffeeZilla hates the space. He hates, like, me being able to be, like, someone sends me a fucking dickhead coin. He hates that I can just buy it without even telling anybody. Just buy 2 coins and it goes up like 10,000% because I have 9 million copy traders. That. I have no problem with it. They're hobbies. David Sachs, they're collectibles, cards. When it's a president, it's a different fucking story. And I don't think there's a lot of honest people in this space. Almost none. And the people who pretend to be honest aren't honest. The people like choose Nick Mutant, who I've gone from liking and not liking, said, oh, he's trying to make money. They're all trying to make money. And that's fine. I'm in this to make money. But not at the expense of fucking everybody over. Like, I wanted to create liquidity where people have a chance to buy, sell, buy more, sell, and stabilize. Maybe you can't do it. Do I think Hayden is afraid of getting murdered? Probably. Do I think there's people in Argentina who are like, you can't sell, and now he don't want to name names because you could get fucking assassinated? Maybe. Like, we're talking about Argentina, an international scandal.
You live rent free in this guy's head, Nick.
People, no. This crypto space, the meme coin space, every meme coin goes up and goes down. Almost all of them. You need somebody, which I think he was trying to do with Argentina, like me, who's going to be, well, I'm going to try to find ways to pump money back into it. Like, if it was legal,